Welcome back to the TripleWump. We are playing through Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy. It's going to be super fun. We got like 2/3 of the way through Crash 1 last time, which is pretty impressive stuff. Let me get this chat open so I can speak to every one of you lovely people. So I'd like to think we're going to finish Crash 1 today. I mean, who's to say? Maybe we'll just consistently die on Slippery Climb. I don't know if we will then have a go on Stormy Ascent, which is that bonus level that's ridiculously difficult. But we might. We might. We might not. We'll see. We will see. I can't get the chat up. But please, Twitch, please. Hello. It's okay. We're all good. Well, this just gives people time to arrive. I'm getting some chat. Okay, I see chat. I see the chat. Hello, everyone. I'm glad my internet is working enough for this, says Katie Bushell. Well, I'm glad too. Carrie is here. Still the worst. You will never stop being the worst. No, that's not true. It's not true. You're one of the best, Carrie. Now let me get this. Let me get this chat popped out and zoomed in so I can read it properly, because my eyesight is so bad. And then we can maybe think about beginning. Every time Twitch plays an ad, Peter gets a Barry White voice. What do you mean? Don't understand. My internet is dying. Someone just said the G word in chat and it got held. Got held by Automod. It does say reason identity, so I don't know if the reason it holds the word Jeff is because it doesn't want people to give their name. But surely that's that person's choice. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I mean, someone said Peter like 2 minutes ago, so like, I don't know how it works. But for some reason, you're not allowed to say GEF on Twitch chat. Automod really hates it. Hello everyone. Who's here? Bootsy10. I will lie awake. People still saying Jeff. Stop it. Stop it now. We'll get banned from Twitch for some reason. Stevie3. Hi, Mr. Peter. How are you? I'm doing really good. Do you know what? I've been looking forward to this all day. I really want to play some Crash. And here we are. We're 3 minutes into the stream, so I think that's enough time. There's enough people here. We'll just get going, shall we? I might instantly regret my desperate need to play some Crash Bandicoot when we get into Slippery Climb, one of the trickier levels of Crash 1. But then they're all pretty tricky from here on out, to be honest, so we'll see. I mean, this is no Stormy Ascent, let's be honest. I mean, arguably, it's made this level so much better. And actually, not so long ago, I had to do the time trial of this level, which is not fun at all. So, you know, it's at least not going to be as horrible for me as it has been. But, I mean, that's a little bit like saying, you know, I'm only going to be mauled by 3 bears, not 10. Great! So, we'll just see how we go. I've been playing CTR all weekend. Really enjoying it. Just sort of getting prepped for the remaster, or the remake, I suppose. They're probably rebuilding it from the ground up again. Who else is excited for Crash Team Racing? Nitro Fueled. Nitro Fueled? I'm not sure if that's meant to be like a play on refueled, like Nitri Fueled, or if it's just because they do the whole Nitro thing in Crash. I'm not sure. Who's to say? Activision are to say. If they've got anyone left working at the offices, Activision laid off like 800 people last week. Someone made a good point, actually, that I will bring up in... Because we discussed it in our podcast, which went out on the weekend on YouTube. We'll be going out on iTunes and Spotify later on, when we've got it all set up. But you can go to YouTube now for episode 1 of our podcast. Team TripleJump. We were talking about the Activision layoffs. And someone made a very, very valid point in the comments, which I will bring up on the podcast, that was mostly the reason why people are so incensed by the news that Activision have laid off a load of staff is that they, as we said in our podcast, they've just reported record profits. Now that actually is not strictly true. Hello, I'm in the microwave. They've reported record revenue. Now, we don't know what the profits are. I'm sure someone who looks at the annual finance report could tell me whether they've made a hearty profit. But it's not a record profit, as far as I'm aware, but it could still be, you know, big, lovely profits. So, if so, it's still kind of shitty that they let... Oh, sorry, I'm not supposed to say bad words on this stream. Still kind of bad that they let 800 people go and people getting really worried about the jobs and stuff. But it's not the same as having record profits. So, yeah. Take it with a little pinch of salt. Hello everyone. Demonetized, they're saying. Yeah. Is that you watching, Ben? You in the chat? Just, I mean, what time is it now? 6 minutes past 3. So we can bleep that or mute it. It's around 5 minutes into the stream. I will not do it anymore. I've had a weekend and forgot over the weekend that I'm not allowed to swear 5 days a week. It's not going well, is it? We've died a couple of times. Sorry everyone. Sorry, they're all very, very upset. I'm just so mad. So mad about the behaviour of a company who I have no involvement with whatsoever, personally. Okay, here we go. Get back to where we died. There is actually... I don't know why I managed to get past all this stuff, like, first time, and then just slipped off the vertical bit, but, you know. I'm not going for that box. What's the point? We're not doing a 100% run here. We're not going for gems and stuff, so it's not worth trying to dangle off the edge of a thing, especially when we've got 70 lives, I think. 68. Died twice. So if we finish Crash 1 today, we will be rescuing Tawna Bandicoot from Neo Cortex's Zeppelin. She's a beautiful lady, Tawna. Those of you who follow me on Twitter or follow TripleJump on Twitter will know exactly what I think of Tawna, Crash's girlfriend, who only appeared in a few other games, weirdly. Don't know what happened to her after... Well, Crash 2 and 3, she wasn't there. She's just absent entirely. I think that's her in CTR doing the weird face from the parasol. I'm assuming it is. But yeah, she sort of goes off the radar. Maybe she ran off with Tiny Tiger because he's not that tiny, I've heard. All reports say he's far from a tiny tiger in the sack. Oh, goodness me. It's difficult. It's difficult to watch the... Oh, thank you, Carrie. It was a masterpiece. I spent like the first half hour of my day on that. Maybe you should do the chibi version afterwards. Don't even know what that would look like. That would look really strange. How do you sort of... Oh, let's face it, she's fairly sexualized. That's the word I was about to use. How do you sexualize a little cutesy chibi figure? I guess you don't. You just... Oh! No! It's so hard. She hooks up with Pinstripe, says Demica Kempton. Pinstripe, I mean, if you're going to go off with one of the Crash baddies, it's got to be Pinstripe. Sharp suits, probably fast cars, certainly big guns. Why am I don't know why I jumped for that one. That was mad. I'm amazed you're doing this level while also providing informative banter. It's not that informative. Well, I suppose it is. We talked about... Oh, here we go. We've got an old Wubba Doesn't help you with cliffs, though, does it? I don't know why I'm just leaping to my death every time. I need to just wait. I'm doing the old the time trial thing where you just leg it instantly. You can wait for these things to come back round. There's no hurry. We've got all the time in the world. / 1 hour and 50 minutes. think I've decided already that we're not going to do Stormy Ascent. That's for another stream or another video. And we've already done it on various previous ventures, I think. So, you know, you go hunt those if you want to see me fail miserably at Stormy Ascent. But I don't want to like spend. The reason I'm not doing a 100% run on any of these 3 games is because I don't want to spend too long on any one thing. You know, that's for a different. Oh no! Why did I do it? Oh. Yes. Oh. Slight adjustment on the top step there. Right now, let's just watch all 3 of these things in one go. There we go. Hello? PS film lid and stir halfway through. We are gonna get that beeping switched off, I'm told, eventually. But, not right now. Gotta continue with the microwave living. No. Oh! The depth perception's really hard on this game. It's something to do with like the new lighting and stuff. It's just you add too many shaders and things, and it actually makes it more difficult to see what the hell is going on. Sorry that I just span a bouncy crate there. That's gonna drive plenty of people mad. We've hit a checkpoint. Thank goodness. It's all gonna be okay now. I've decided it's all gonna be okay, and that means that it will. Do this. Yes. Okay. Oh Nelly. I was hoping it would just come up on the bottom step and catch me. It didn't. It did not do that. We've nearly put 10 lives into this level now. This is what you hoard them for throughout the entire game. I've not needed them. I finished. Oh. It's such an unpleasant experience. Where's the bridge master when you need him? Didn't really need my too many lives for the for like the first stream, other than the Road to Nowhere and High Road. Oh, you just stock up for no. Why? That means don't jump. Oh my god! Oh, skills! Hit that share button. Oh my god, that was just hacks. Let me just see the people going wild in chat about that one. Let's just have a rest on this platform. How lol? Yeah, that's right. Holy hell! The save. He did it. Oh, I'm chuffed. I'm chuffed. Haha, Fred the Shed. What a triple jump. Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. The Stairmaster. Oh, it's all worth it. Should we just end the stream now? Feeling really smug about that. I mean, really, it's just bad programming on the part of Vicarious. Really, you shouldn't be able to do that, should you? Let's be honest. No. Oh. That spike there, by the way, above. That catches me so many times. Just run along here and you think, oh, I'll just jump in the pit for no reason. Why would you hit the X button there? No need. Oh, okay. Well, these count as a checkpoint, so it's actually worth going in here. Oh.
On the fence about buying a gaming PC. It's a big dollar investment, but more of my friends are PC gamers. I have a PS4 now.
Okay.
Seems like the gaming quality, graphics, etc. on a PC compared to PS4 is even better than Mama 2.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, like, I really hate the whole PC master race. Thank you for your donation, by the way. I hate the whole PC master race mentality. Don't mind if people have been trying to be ironic with it, but like, if people sincerely think like, oh hey, we're better because we have superior quality, then, you know, get out of town with that. However, objectively, I think it's true that they do have better quality. You just don't have to shout about it. Do you know what I mean? I think like if you get a really nice gaming PC, geez, something like, I mean, what comes to mind to me is something like Skyrim, because I don't do much PC gaming, although I do have a reasonably high-end PC that can run stuff. I basically have that so that I can run like Adobe Creative Cloud and stuff, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I have done this one in the past, but nearly. Yeah, so I got a high-end PC mainly to just do like editing and stuff like that. But occasionally I play a bit of a few games on it, and Skyrim for me is one of the best points of comparison because it's available on every damn platform that has ever existed, plus 3 more coming next month or God knows what. That's not the case at all. And it's true, like. It's true that PCs look better, play better often. The difference is that consoles are very much kind of not quite plug in and play nowadays, because you do have to install games now, which is kind of lame. You used to literally be able to just shove a disc in. But on the other hand, other than an installation, like, a game will run. Unless, you know, you've bought it on day one and it's glitchy as hell and you're waiting for the 50 gig patch. But, you know, if you buy a game that's been out for a while, you just install it and play it. It's that simple. However, on PC, occasionally you're just going to have a random issue where, like, you know, weird graphical errors, or like, why is the UI not there for some reason? I'm just front menu and I can hear the music, but there's no buttons to press, just stuff like that. And you know, that's the one downside to playing PC, I would say. But you know, I think, like, you know, if you're a PC gamer, good for you. I would be, but I just like to sit on my sofa really. And I should have invested in a Steam, whatever they were called, the little Steam console thing. Help me out, chat. You know what it's called. Because you really can just sit on your sofa then with a controller and play it on your TV, but you're effectively running a Steam box. Thank you. You're effectively running a PC, but sitting on your sofa and playing it with you know, in a console fashion. And that really would have been the best middle ground for me, because the main reason I don't play PC is I'm not one for sitting at a desk with a mouse and keyboard for long periods of time. But, you know, it's all good. I will get the stream data up shortly so I can name drop that very kind donor. If you want to donate, you can click the links down below, or indeed go to, I think, and I've forgotten to memorize this, triplejU.np, that's triplej.mup, /donate. And if you donate, I believe, more than $5, we'll get a charming walrus sound effect, and you will be able to, oh, another save, you'll be able to leave a message, which apparently doesn't have much of a character limit, because that was a long old one about PC gaming. But hey, it gave us something to talk about, so it's all good. So these levels, there's a couple of these darkness. No, that was away from me. It's going. A couple of these in not just in Crash 1 itself, but across the trilogy, and they're relatively straightforward in every sense of the phrase. In that. You oh, this is scary. There's probably a box just up ahead, but in that you're basically just going down a straight corridor near enough, and actually what you got to do is not get hit, which I guess is, you can say the same for a lot of things, but there's not too much kind of, there's no vertical climbing anyway. And even the long jumps aren't too bad. Just gotta time the odd platform like this one, because your Aku will run out, as you just saw, if you hang around too long. So it's more of just a fine balance of keeping moving, not touching any rodents, you know, not too taxing. And actually, 12 out of 15, we could have got the gem for that probably. Oh no, because there's a transparent one, isn't there? This reminds me of the haunted house from the first live-action Scooby-Doo movie. Was there a haunted house in that? I guess there was. I have seen that, but I don't really remember. I remember the weird... It turned out that there were actual kind of supernatural creatures in it, which is kind of... That goes against everything that Scooby-Doo stands for, to me. Tromans 23. Hi T-Peeps. Glad I caught the stream. Nice to have you with us. Whoa. Dead Vinny? Dead Viney? Thought Crash died with PS2? Steady on. I mean, he did. But then he was brought back from the dead again. And it's all fine. Boink. Oh, I wish... I said this last time when we were in Temple Ruins. I wish there was an option for the old soundtrack in this game. Because these levels, man, like the soundtrack in that is so good. Slightly chilling. Very atmospheric. And with this, not sure about the instrumentation, to be honest. Hey, some people like it, and that's fine. That's okay. Okay. So, major controversial... oh, goodness me, it's hard to talk in platform. Major controversial decision has... Well, it's not been made. It's not a made decision. It's an option. I really, really want to go straight on to Crash 3 next. It's not to say that we won't play Crash 2 as well if people really want it. But... Kind of just want to really play Crash Warped because I love it so much. So I thought I would just put that out there. If there are any major objections in the chat, then you go nuts, and I'm more than happy to oblige. But like, Crash 3 is just my favourite of the three. Can't wait to get onto it, to be honest. Thing is, if like, I guess what it comes down to is if we're also going to play Crash 2 at some point, which basically comes down to your demand, whether you want it or not, then I would rather just... I'm fine. It's not like there's a story to follow. Well, that's true. If we're going to play Crash 2 at some point, which comes down to whether you guys want it or are happy for me to move on to another game within a stream or two's time, then we may as well play them in order, right? So I guess my real question is, would anyone be devastated if I just played Crash 3 and then like changed to a new game? Oh, I'm not looking at the bats. Because if anyone's desperate to see Crash 2, we'll never get to it because I'm going to die constantly. A lot of people say no, not me, go for it, play what you want to play. Crash 2 is some people's personal favourite. Not devastated, but it's the best one, says Sprout Stuff. Yeah. I think it's bloody cheek of you to provide free entertainment. I think you can... Yeah, okay. Okay. Right, well, okay. That's good to know. What we'll do is... finish Crash 1. Play Crash 3, because I want to. Billy Piper. And... Then we'll decide if we want to do 2. If there's a big demand, we'll do it. If not, what I really want to do is what I actually wanted to do for stream number 1. Some of you may have voted in the poll that I put on Twitter for what game to play, and Insane Trilogy won by a small margin to Beyond Good and Evil, one of my favourite games of all time, but tragically and criminally underplayed and sort of unknown. Ah! And because Crash didn't actually win by much, I was just going to play Beyond Good and Evil because I was like, well, you know, it was basically a draw, and I'd rather play something that people are maybe going to find a bit more interesting and something new we can all experience together. So that's what we'll do. Play Crash 1, Crash 3. If people really, really want me to play Crash 2, I will. But if not, I'm going to bring in the PS2 and hook it up and we can play Beyond Good and Evil. I would have played it on the first stream. Oh, sugar. Okay, here we go. This is it. No, it's not. But at the moment we don't have a PS2 hooked up to the capture. Ben Potter, come in.
Hey, Tiny Peter.
Hey, Big Ben. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going all right.
Sorry for doing a naughty word.
That's fine. I just caught it as
Oh,
well.
did you? You just switched on and...
I switched on and you swore right at me.
Yeah.
Right at my area.
What's in your big box there?
It's a special arm.
Special arm. Bring it in.
It's only 3 inches long, but next to you,
Yeah.
it's massive.
It looks like it's about 2 feet long next to me, but it's not, is it?
No.
People are saying hi, Big Ben.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, average size Ben. Celebrity cameo, it says.
That's me,
Yeah.
a real celebrity. Anyway, enjoy yourself.
Thanks, we will.
No more swearing,
I'll try.
and you get to bed at a reasonable time.
Oh, you can't tell me what to do, you're not my real Ben.
What?
What? Ben Potter, everyone.
Hang on, I'm just gonna
he's-
warm you up in the microwave.
Oh yeah, please, yeah. Put us in for 2 minutes on defrost. Yeah. Oh, it stopped doing it. There we go. It's gone up. Yeah. Oh, lovely.
How's that?
Oh, much. Yeah. I'm warm in the middle, but frozen on the outside. That's nice. That's the wrong way around, isn't it? There's a checkpoint just teasing me over there. How do we do this? Is there enough time just to? So the back one closes, then the front one, then it opens. Back one closes, and the front. Is it just doing the same thing? I thought it was a more complex thing than that. Oh, so it's just there. You just run. Okay, it's easy. It's as simple as that. Mr. Potter, our new celebrity. Very good. It's Carrie every time. I just read a message at random and it's just Carrie with the premium chat and the excellent artwork. You just stream viewer MLG over here. Carrie the best. It's so weird watching the animations of this game ported to the PS4. Is this your first time seeing seeing Insane Trilogy? Oh, look at that. Look at that enticing. Oh ho ho! Bridgemaster! Oh no, we left a Neo somewhere. Never mind. Oh, I probably should try and... Oh well. Maybe I'll come back for those, because there are 2 levels that you can only access with keys. And if we're doing... You know, we're not going for gems, that's one thing, but maybe I should be playing every single level, right? Who's to say? Huh? Why is there a bonus right at the end? How strange! What does the character symbols mean anyway? What character? Oh, as in the Crash face that I'm picking up? Is that what you're asking about? The little symbol with Crash's face is is a life. Maybe that's not what you're asking. Character symbols. Oh! goodness. Oh, I see. The ones with the... Yeah, okay, the other ones of other people's faces. Those are... It's one of these, basically. So if you get 3 faces of Tawna Bandicoot, who is this lovely lady here, then you come to a treetop bonus level, which generally not too taxing, although obviously the further on you go in the game, the harder they get. The ones with Nitrous Brio are generally filled with TNT, and they're a lot harder. And there's 2 that have Neo Cortex's face. He's the guy with the N on his head. And at the end of those 2, you unlock a key, and you need 2 keys to access a couple of not secret levels but locked levels, which I can show you when we're back on the map, because we passed one or both of them now, I think. Oh, this looks scary. Nah. And the reason you have to go to those bonuses is because of this. Ordinarily, if you're going for a 100% run, which we are not doing, by collecting every box in the level, including all the boxes in the boat... Yeah, okay, let's skip that through. Thank you very much. Then you get a gem at the end. And you collect all the gems, you get a secret ending at the end for doing that. So, all that kind of thing. It's all fun stuff. So, this level here lights out. You can see the path goes upwards as well, but it's sort of blacked out, and you need a key for that. So maybe we'll do that later, but who knows. Castle machinery now. If you have the green gem in this level, which we don't, you can hop on it here. Takes you up that chute. You're able to just run across the platform on the top and then drop down into the exit, which is just across this unbridgeable gap. And there's also like 42 lives up there, just an endless sea of lives. It's beautiful. But because we don't have the gem, we're going to have to play the level conventionally, which is you go, I'm trying to reach the end, oh I can't, and then you fall all the way down. And I have to make your way back up. There you go. This is one of those games where I kind of I play it, or I kind of do a commentary as though people are going to know everything, but you know, some people don't, and that's interesting. Actually, I think it's more interesting to be able to play something that, or talk about something as though it's not just common knowledge. There aren't really many games that are, to be honest. Pong and Pac-Man are about, and Tetris, maybe the odd Mario game. Oh, there we go. That's why. Oh, God. That's why I want to play something a bit more unusual. I'd like to think it's more interesting to watch. I think some people are a bit scared of change and things that are different, and you put a poll out and you say what do you want to play, and Insane Trilogy wins like 40% of the vote. But if we just get cracking on something in a couple of streams' time, something new, I'd like to think that we'll all be behind it. Is this? You can drop down somewhere with one of these green sludgy waterfalls, but I'm not sure which one, and we won't worry about that. Might have been there though, I'm not sure. Do you think that with Cultaholic moving into gaming, they might eventually branch out into other areas, i.e. football? I mean, one thing I would say there is that, like, brand-wise, we're actually trying to differentiate to an extent, such that like TripleJump it's not Cultaholic gaming, it's its own thing. But I see what the question is asking. I mean, we're still under the, we're in the same family. We're a sister channel. But as to whether they'll be branching out to anything else, that is absolutely not. I have no inside information on that whatsoever. And nor would I be necessarily in a position to reveal such information if I knew it, which I don't. But maybe. I don't know. I guess the more support that we get on both channels, more likely it is that they'll be able to branch out and do other stuff. So if you want to see more from either of the two channels, or from the kind of network as a whole, as it could be, Bridge Master, then best thing you can do is support the channel by donating to streams, buying our merch. You can buy TripleJump merch and Cultaholic merch by going to the respective websites. TripleJump one is TripleJump.mup/shop, not store, shop. I said store last time, it's not correct. Help, I'm dying. No, that's why I had those 2 masks, and now I've got none. And it all got a whole lot scarier. Doink. Oh, we got a gem. We're not even trying. We got a gem. Good for us. Here he goes. Da-da-da. So there you go. Sponsorship with Loot Crate, says Cage Nick fan. Probably not a good idea. I don't think they would have us, to be honest. I think they got a bit upset last time when we, they're sending us free crates and we would just open them and break everything inside and say, look at all this tat. I used to love fighting Dr. Nitrous Brio as a kid on the original Crash 1, but I think it's got a lot harder now. I mean, that was just my fault because I'm not paying attention. I'm just talking about how hard this thing is, but I do think it has got harder. Like, for example, the kind of hit detection on those splodges is kind of tricky. But worse still is later on when... see that? That's a bit weird. Later on when he drinks his potion and turns into a big green ogre. Then trying to jump on his head, which is what you're supposed to do, I think is super tricky now. So we might be here for a bit longer than you might normally expect if you're used to watching original Crash 1. Man, these guys. Also in boss levels on the original game, you used to get a double mask. You could take 2 hits. Not anymore. Got to get these guys good. These little splodgies. If you have access to an Xbox One, you can play Beyond Good and Evil on that. No, I know. You can play it on PS3, PC. It's just about getting a simple setup. Like, obviously, I've got a PC right in front of me that the stream is going via. But we've got a whole setup here that's not built for me sitting with a mouse and keyboard. So, best thing for me to do is bring in my PS2. Just hook it up to literally the same cable that the PS4 is currently hooked up to, that we're playing Insane Trilogy on, and in theory, that might be all it takes. It might not be quite that simple, but because these things never are. Please, Brio, stop it! You guys know what happens if you get too close to this guy? Let's find out. Or, let's not. Let's find out now when we respawn and there's not a slimy guy. Hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, he's not going to... Oh, there. That was a bit weird. He didn't want to do it. Okay, yeah, he did do it. Okay, and I lost the mask. Wasn't worth it. Used to be a lot more dramatic in the original game. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. The slime is way harder now. They used to just bounce off you constantly. Like, as long as you were spinning, it would just fly to the side of the room and you could have another go. Like, you try and jump on them, but while you're doing it, just keep spinning in case you don't get a successful jump, and you'll be fine. That's the way it used to be. Why is he not dead yet? See, what was that? I was jumping on him. Definitely. This is absolute bullsh. Come on, Brio. I don't have time for your mixology. No, I don't like it. Stop moving. Okay, I think that's it. I think you maybe just like get them both in one area so you can keep track of them. Oh, yeah. Okay, come on now. Throw them. Let them come. Okay. Oh, no. See, this is just way harder than it used to be. Is that guy okay? Okay, right. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5. No! He throws like 7 of them. It's hard. Hello, Chase. Chase Harry. Hello? Chasery. I'm going to keep saying it until I get it right. Chase Harry. Here we go. I am jumping on the slimes. I'm jumping on them. I know that you're supposed to jump on them. It's just the jump detection is way harder than it used to be. Crash has been nerfed. See? I know to jump on them. Give me your cheek. Don't need it. Oh. Come on now. Come on. Come on. That's 1. That's 2. Just stop. Don't stand still. It unnerves me. Okay, we've got 1 mask. We should be able to get through this volley of purples. Good. And we're probably going to need this mask now because definitely the hit detection on this is really weird. See, what was that? He used to just... Oh. He's supposed to jump on his head, right? That's what you used to have to do. Do you have to spin him now as well? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, do you have to bring him to the back first? I don't... Anyone who's played Crash 1 will know that literally you just had to touch him originally. Just to hop vaguely in his direction and he would go, oh, and then fall out the window. You have to do it like 3 times. It's definitely harder. Where's Black Widow when you need it? Don't spin, they're saying. Okay. I didn't think you did have to spin, but like when you just try and jump on him, I don't know. I find it kind of... You have to wait around for him a little bit. We're getting better at that though, right? Now we've got 2 masks. Hopefully we don't lose one here. Okay, we can take a couple of hits now. I think you wait till he's not slamming his hands. Oh, okay. I don't think he stops though, does he? Do I get him to smash this brick? Okay, I think you just sort of, yeah, you have to kind of kite him down to the front. Yeah, he needs to be closer than he used to. I think that's the difference. We're good. We got it. Here he goes. Out the window. Oh. Very good. Well done, everyone. Thank you. Alicia Smith, don't get full of yourself, Peter. Okay. Well, we were good. We made it. Okay, the lab. Insanity Beach. Stormy Ascent. No, thank you. Notorious Jen. Cheeky. Watching 2 streams at once. Cheating on us. That's okay. Thanks for your support, Jen. I appreciate the fact that you could just be watching exclusively one stream and you're trying to spread the love. It's very nice. Oh no! You can actually, when these things are doing their like triple zap thing like that, you can actually thread the needle while it's like in between one of like 2 zaps. It's possible to just get through. It's got like proper hit detection on individual bolts. Because you'd think like it's just okay. Well, if I step into it while it's doing the animation, I'm just going to instantly die, right? That's how it works. But it is actually pretty accurate. Okay, here we go. Bonus! Bonus! Oh. What happens if you hit... Yeah, that if I hit that from the bottom, that will break. And I don't want to do that because there'll be something up there for me. No! Not like that. Now I can't reach it. Okay, well, it's fine. Doesn't matter. This boss battle on the prototype version of PS1 was nearly impossible to beat because of a glitch. Oh, I did not know that. I'm aware of the prototype version, but I've never played it. I'm sure there's probably like a ROM of it online, right? I'd love to have a hard copy of that. That would be cool. Nice. Some of these animations are massive improvement. Like, you know, say what you like about like the slightly wonky jumping, the weird shading on his eyes where he gets like a shadow of his own face. You know, various things where arguably it's worse than it used to be. There's plenty that's a massive improvement, and that's like the general art design. Some of the animations are great. I think they went a bit hard on the bloom effects as well, but you know, it's mostly a very commendable effort. And if it hadn't done as well as it had, who's to say whether we would have even got Spyro? Which itself is not a perfect recreation. I don't think there's really such thing as a perfect, you know, remaster or a remake. Can't really be done. There's no point. Like, just play the old one. We have the technology. Oh, that was bad. Done alright though so far for the lab. I normally have a couple of issues with this level now and then. We're doing alright. Definitely going to finish Crash 1 by the end of the stream. We're not even halfway through the stream and we're nearly done. Got a couple of levels left. Oh, this guy's going to zap. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, Nelson. Lord Admiral Nelson. Okay, hang on. Zap, zap, zap. No. Okay, we'll wait here. It's okay. Oh, Okay, good. Good. Oh. Hello. Ugh.
I keep forgetting this is here.
Well, I try and remind people where possible, but you know, that's good. Thank you very much for your donation. Let me hop over to the donations right now. That was from I Will Lie Awake. Thank you very much. And earlier, our PC gamer, that's Pete. Thank you both very much. You're very kind. If anyone else wants to donate, you can go to the links probably below your stream, depending on what device you're watching on, or go to TripleJump/donate, and we will put it all towards making good videos for you. Hi, did you already beat Nitrous Brio? Just Matthew, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but we did it. Great Hall. This is one of the hardest levels in the game, actually. So, I think it's harder than Stormy Ascent, to be honest. Some hard jumps there. Oh my god. Well done, everyone. Thanks for your support. Dr. Neo Cortex. Here we go. This is also, I think it's a little bit harder than it used to be, but that's good. Cool. I think his projectiles move a bit faster, and I think there's a bit less sort of space to play with as well. I think the whole thing is a bit tighter. Oh, I missed it. Sugars. Oh. No. Oh. Spin the green back, says Matthew. Thank you. Thank you, Matthew. I do have the platinum trophy. It's okay. I don't think... I might do. Anyway. I certainly know how to beat Neo Cortex. But I appreciate the advice. Especially when I continually die. Another music track here that was better in the original. But it's all good. I need to move around a bit more. He's getting some direct hits. Oh. Come on now. Oh, touched it. It's on the edge of the screen. I think it's better it's harder, since I think the target audience is adults. Yeah, no, that's right. I think the target audience did change slightly, or certainly broadened. Oh, that was a simple messageless donation there from someone whose name I will check shortly. I'm sure I know it comes up on the screen, right, on the stream, but it's nice to say hello. Just not when you're dodging deadly laser bolts. Oh, these blues don't move up and down anymore. They used to. What was that? Oh! Oh, there we go. Come on, Neo. Give me the green. Yes. This one's pretty tough now. I'm a bit worried. He's going to go mad with the pinks. The perps. One of those. No! That was it. That was the last one. Because the final block of health, for some reason, he just shoots a single green one at you. Which is really strange. You'd think you would have learned by now. Or by the end. Stop shooting the green ones at Crash. Then I will not die. We'll see. We'll see if he learns. There was a message, just not... Oh, it wasn't read by the robot? Oh dear. I didn't realise you could leave a message. I thought it was like... You could only leave any kind of message on $5. And it was always going to be read by the lady. But that's okay. Oh! I'll take a look. I should have done it then, actually. But never mind. So, moving on to Crash 3. Very soon. If we can get through this. I always thought this was really cool, especially on the budget of a game released in, what, 1997? 96? 97? Crash 1. Because in the original you were still flying around the island that has like gone up in flames. I actually felt kind of dramatic and atmospheric for a PS1, you know, climactic boss battle in a cartoony mascot platformer. Alright, Neos. Come on now. Oh no! If I had that mask from earlier. On a scale of 1 to 10, how frustrating is it to watch someone play a game like Crash Bandicoot? I think it's... I hate watching someone play Crash. I really, really hate it. Maybe it's just me. I hope it's just me. Otherwise I'm streaming a game that is not to be streamed. Or watching it be played badly anyway. I don't know if I mind like people occasionally dying. I don't like people regularly dying, which is... I'm verging on, to be honest. I'd like to think on Crash Warped I'll perform slightly better. Oh no, we've lost the mask again. No! The green one killed me. Elephants finds it quite relaxing. I think it's only frustrating when a game you know from top to bottom. I mean, that could be it. Which is like, oh goodness me. Certainly on the original Crash trilogy, that is something I know top to bottom, and I can play certainly better than I can play Insane. I know they're only subtly different, but I think it does make a difference in some sort of terrible walking animation there as I tap my way along the Zeppelin. But yeah, I think that's why I find watching Crash slightly frustrating. But yeah, you're probably right. I think it's there's an element of like something that you know so well. Okay. I like how I'm playing this and complaining that it's difficult. Meanwhile, Ben likes to stream Soulsborne games. I'm not even complaining it's difficult, to be honest. I'm saying that like I'm not very good, and it's arguably slightly more tricky than it used to be, but not necessarily by much. Right, if we can get past one wave. Oh! Right. Yeah. Now he just shoots green at us. Why would he do that? What? Why is his final form single green shots? We'll never know. But that is Crash 1. Non 100% completed. Well done us. Thank you for joining me for that. We're not going anywhere though. Just to Crash 3. There she is. Yeehaw. Am I right? We got the girl. She's twice his height. I'm all about it. So that donation was from Mr. Hardluck. It's not much, but I want to show my support. Love you guys. Thank you very much, Mr. Hardluck. It's nice to, you know, even a dollar or two is always appreciated. Genuinely helps us keep going. There we go. Skip through those. The girl got him, says Notorious Gen. I think you're absolutely right there, and it's actually very sexist of me to say that he got the girl when clearly she's twice his height. She picked him up, and she's a pretty cool girl. Tawna Bandicoot punches a couple of henchmen before she gets captured. Girl got him. You're absolutely right. Crash Warped, new game. Let's overwrite my probably 100% save or something, but let's not think about that. I'll fill in the gaps for you. Neo Cortex falls off that Zeppelin into a cave full of crystals. He tries to trick Crash into gathering the crystals for him. Crash says, no, I'm not going to, because it turns out he was going to put the crystals in this big satellite in space and try and destroy the world. Crash destroys the satellite crashes into this temple, and a slightly badly animated comet escapes. And here we are, Crash 3. That's Coco Bandicoot, Crash's sister. There is a story, absolutely. I will lie awake. You better believe it. Bandicoot. He's so nicely animated. Oh. Oh, I'm excited. Love Crash 3. The cutscenes are great. Cutscenes are really nicely, not just recreated, but embellished upon. Really good job by Vicarious. So it turns out in Crash 3 that the evil deeds of Cortex in Crash 1 and 2 were actually... Oh, see? Coco is messing with the thing. Oh, there's so much to say all at once. Oh, and this is new. I've not played this level yet, actually. Is this... this is the new level. What's it called? Future Perfect? No, Future Tense DLC. Well, I'll download it for next time. It's a free level that they've made. It's the first level that Vicarious designed themselves, because obviously all the other levels had already been designed by Naughty Dog like years ago. Yeah, it turns out in this game that Uka Uka, the evil mask, has been sending instructions to Neo Cortex in Crash 1 and 2. So they sort of retroactively added in a kind of a little extra bit of story there. So yeah, Coco standing at that screen in the load and save area. She was looking at an image on the screen of the island from Crash 1, and that's because, if you remember, certainly from our first stream, Coco is a playable character, and the way you unlock her, that was really bad. I should not be dying in Toad Village at all. There's no excuse for that whatsoever. When you unlock her, it's actually a little siding on your path that you can walk into that's called Coco's Time Machine. And Coco wasn't available as a playable character in Crash 1 back in the 90s. So what they did was, that when they decided that like she should be a playable character in all three games, they made it so that the time machine in Crash 3, which is what has allowed us to travel back to the medieval times and various other levels, Coco uses that time machine to travel back to 1997 or whenever it was, and so she becomes a playable character. And I love that there's like an in-universe reason why she's there. Like, she's actually used the time machine from the third Crash game to travel back in time to the first Crash game and become a playable character. Just a nice, like, here we go. Nice in-universe way. That sort of works with the context of the game. It's just a cool little idea. And apparently the only reason Coco is playable in any of these games is that a guy at Vicarious Visions spent like a couple of days making Coco a playable character, like doing her animations and stuff, without being told to do it. Or it might have been a girl, who knows. And then they just presented it to, I guess, the people at the top and said, hey, just so you know, on the weekend, or like last night or whatever, I made a load of animations for Coco so that you can play as her now. And they were like, oh damn, okay, yeah, alright, let's do this. And they just added her in. So that's nice. So, you know, it's not quite the Spyro stream trivia for you, but I know some things about this game. Come on now. So here is a crystal. We've got to find one of these in every level. Hello. And I'll make a bit more of an effort to getting the gems, I think, in this, because I know Crash 3 better than any of the... I know it best out of the 3 Crash games, so again, we're not going for 100%, but there's no harm in trying to collect the odd crystal. Might even do a few time trials for fun. Oops, here we go. So actually, let's go to Coco's time machine and say, hello, join our adventure, Coco. So now we press R2 and we can become Coco whenever we like, which is lovely. I'll say whenever we like. There's a couple of levels, including this one actually, you can't play as her because Crash is in a special, it's not his standard set of animations, effectively is the reason. He's a scuba diver, and evidently the guy who made Coco a playable character did not. I think basically all the work that was required to make her a playable character is to give her a replacement animation for every one of Crash's animations, because then you just need to swap the model in with the animations. But Crash in his scuba suit is not, you know, that's an entirely different model. You can't just like reskin it to Coco. You would have to remodel the entire thing. So that is why she's not playable in a couple of levels. And likewise, Crash is not playable in a couple of levels either, because Crash Warped was the only one of the 3 games where Coco was occasionally playable in the original version of the game. So she had like 2 types of level where you could only play as Coco, and they've remained, obviously. It's just that someone decided, okay, well, she should be able to do all the platforming stuff as well. So that was a nice little addition. Oh, there we go. Never really liked these levels that much. These swimming ones, but that's okay. Trying to do a time trial on them is pretty tricky, but pretty sure the only ones I can remember playing on Mind of a Mutant and Crash of the Titans, says Katie. Yeah, I didn't play either of those. I did play at my friend's house, what was it called? The first one on PS2, Wrath of Cortex. Didn't mind that. I think I'm on record on a video or 2 saying that objectively not a bad game. Not too bad. Ridiculous loading times, like really bad loading times. It would take honestly about 2 minutes to load a game, which I know 2 minutes is invariably used as, oh, let's not forget that crystal. It's invariably used as to mean a short time, but 2 minutes is a long time on a loading screen. And but I've always said that Wrath of Cortex, if it wasn't a Crash game and it didn't have such high standards, such a high bar to meet, you would think it was okay. I think you'd be like, okay, yeah, this is a good game, whatever this game is. You know, Willy the Wombat, Wrath of Cortex. But unfortunately, it's a Crash game. There are standards to meet. It didn't meet the standards, and therefore it's not that highly regarded. So this is fun. This is one of the types of level where you would be playing as Coco anyway. This is her cat. Oh, now here's something we can settle in the chat. I don't know why I'm charging. I'm not doing a... Let's jump off the edge, because I missed the box there. We don't have to charge. So, those of you who played CTR, Crash Team Racing, will know that the cat is a playable racer. And the cat's name is spelled P-U-R-A. Now, Ben Potter, and many other people, I'm not calling out Ben Potter, pronounce the name of this cat differently. Oh no, we want to go down there. They pronounce the name differently to how I would pronounce it. Now they pronounce it. No, what am I doing? It's turning too early for that box. They pronounce it Pura because that is arguably how the word P-U-R-A should be pronounced, right? Except it's a cat, and therefore I think it's pronounced like purra, purra, pur, as in the cat is a purra because it purrs. You see? So I want a show of hands. If you're a Ben Potter person and you pronounce it Pura, then put the word pure in chat, P-U-R-E. Oh no! If you're a me and you say purra because it's a cat, put the word purr in chat. Because me and Ben don't have we don't strongly disagree with each other in this. Like, it's not a, oh no, I'm right and you're wrong and I'm going to settle it in my live stream chat. But it's just something that we both think, oh, that's funny. We both pronounce it differently. And I mean, I can't look right now, but let's just jump off. I'm going to pause. I'm literally going to pause so I can see the poll. Purr, couple of pures, loads of purrs, loads of purrs. Although Mike says B Poots is right. Clumboli says pure. Because they say, you know, it should have 2 R's. Peter is right. Pure says Sprout stuff. Lewis says pure. Everyone else is saying purr. Katie says pure. There you go. So, some people think it's pronounced Jeff or Steve. Purr is the joke, says Master Sam X17. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, if people want to say purer, I think that, like, kind of phonetically, or not phonetically necessarily, but if you just saw the word written down and you didn't know that it was the name of a cat in Crash Bandicoot, you might just read it purer, because that's just kind of like the laws of spelling and grammar would make you, well, not grammar, but pronunciation would. I think a lot of people would just say purer if they didn't know what word it was. But because it's a cat, I think purer. But that's okay. That's okay. We can pronounce it however we want to pronounce it, and that's fine. Exactly. Notorious Jen says there are a ton of exceptions in English. That's true. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. I mean, I think what we're saying here is they're probably going for a kind of a purr pun because it's a cat. So what they should have done is just put a second R in it. I don't know why they spelt it purer, because it is spelt purer. That's why it's slightly divisive. But anyway, yeah, purer or purrer if you want to be serious about this. Crystal to tiny or Crash get crushed. Tiny Tiger. If you've watched all of Stream 1 and all of Stream 2 so far, you might think, oh, new character. Yes and no. Tiny Tiger is actually from Crash 2, which we've not played. I really should have just played Crash 2, shouldn't I? There's so many gaps to fill in. I had to explain the story in about 5 seconds before the action started in the opening cutscene to Crash 3. I'm having to introduce all these characters. Not that they had any kind of introduction in Crash 2. I mean, like every character in every game of this kind of era, you know, there weren't a great deal of... Hello? There wasn't a lot of cutscenage. That's a technical term, cutscenage. Never understood why this Triceratops is so aggressive. It's a herbivore. Maybe it's got a baby or something. So I mean, I kind of take it for granted. I sort of keep forgetting that there are, you know, some people watching who've never played Crash before. But Crash 3, you got a time machine. Basically, Crash has rounded up every gem and crystal in the world, which Neo Cortex. Oh.
Currently watching this while finishing off a Sunday Funday compilation video.
Oh.
But it's slow going because this stream is so fun.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your donation. That was from the very, very generous Colonel XB. Very kind of you. Thank you very much. Always appreciated. Tiny Peter, 800 watts for 5 minutes to halfway through. That's right, yeah. Yeah, so I kind of take it for granted because I've played this game to death. But Crash 3 is a game where you travel through time. And it's great. I love it. You visit various eras. I think it just feels a bit more varied, a bit more fresh. I think there's some starker differences between the levels. I think one of the reasons why, one of the reasons I don't like Crash 2 as much is definitely just because it was the third one I played as a kid. I played Crash 1 and Crash 3, and then I didn't play Crash 2 until much later on. And I think we talked about this in the last stream actually, that you know, there's definitely a nostalgia effect with games like this. My least favourite Spyro is Spyro 3, which is the last one I played, much later after Spyro 1 and 2. Same with Crash 2. But another reason I don't like Crash 2 as much is because I feel like there's a lot of levels that are shared the same sort of tile set. You know, all the levels in Crash, the whole trilogy, tend to be repeated once or twice in terms of their visual style. But I find that in Crash 2 there's a lot more repetition, and even outside of that repetition, a lot of the... Oof. Actually, you don't need to break those boxes, do you? Because the dinosaur does it for you, I think. Oh, we've got 58 out of 66. Let's see if it knocks out. But yeah, I think a lot of the tile sets... There we go, 59. He's doing it for us. Don't even have to break anything. Tile sets seem quite samey sometimes in Crash 2, whereas I think Crash 3 is so diverse. Can he break that for me? Oh no, he can't. The nitro. But I can't die. Oh no. Oh, there goes the gem. If I just spun that thing, we would have got the gem. I thought he might be able to do it for me, but he can't. Never mind. We don't need the gems. It just would be fun if we had them all. It's all good. Making waves. I think possibly these levels where Coco has a jet ski in the pirate years, apparently, which is fine. I might go as far as to say that they're actually better than the originals. They handle better. Most levels in the whole Insane trilogy aren't drastically better or worse, other than maybe slight changes in the muscle memory of the platforming controls if you're a Crash veteran. But once there's a change in control style, such as the levels where you ride a warthog in Crash 1, or the scuba diving as we've seen, or now, you know, we're in a jet ski. Generally, things are either the same or maybe not quite as good. I think these ones actually handle slightly better, which is good. The water certainly looks better than it used to. Actually looks like a place I would want to go for a swim now. Weird thing about these guys in the rowing boats is if you go off a ramp and land on them, they smash and drop a life, which is really weird, and it's very much exceptional. Let's see if I can do it. Oh no, hang on. I'll have a couple of goes. I won't obviously go nuts, but it'd be nice to just prove that I'm not lying to you. Weird. I don't know why that happens, but it's fine. I remember doing it once completely by accident as a kid, and I became absolutely convinced that, like, I did it once and I didn't really know what I'd done. I didn't realise that it's because I'd come off a ramp. I think I thought I just bumped into the guy, and rather than it kill me, he just popped and given me a life. And then I just was completely unable to replicate it, because as I say, I didn't realise you have to go off a ramp to do it. And it just sort of bothered me for years after that. I was like, I'm sure I hit this guy once and a life came out of him. Was that like a one-off glitch or what? But yeah, you have to go off the off the ramps to do it. Coming out with all this trivia that I didn't even know I had. All these little secrets. Something that actually passed me by entirely, though, and did not pass most other people by, is... but I don't even know his name, actually. That just shows how little I know about him. He's called, like... What's that weird... You guys will know what I'm talking about. On one of the islands in one of this... Either in this level or the other one. There's, like, the other Crash. The weird one. What's his name? Like, Mad Crash. Mutant Crash or something. Wild Crash. I'll wait for chat. Google it for me. Fake Crash. Yeah. I didn't really know about Fake Crash until, like, not that long ago, relatively speaking. Like, you know, maybe, I don't know, 7 years ago, which sounds like a while away, but I think I just never noticed him. And it's not that I never, because you have to, like, I think you have to, like, 100% the game, or, like, get very, very far. You have to get sort of towards the top end of percentage completion, and then he appears. And it's not that I never did that. It's probably because, number one, I would never go back to those jet ski levels for fun, because I used to really not like how they played. But also, maybe I just wasn't a very observant child. Who's to say? Fake news. Fake Crash. I'm going to try, again, something I don't know too well is the safe spot here. You just run into the corner. I know where it is, but you have to, like, run against the corner or something. Because I'm going to try and show that off. So, yeah, cheese, that's right. So, in the old version of the game... So what am I doing? Is it this? Am I doing it right? Well, not right now. Is that what I do, though? Confirm in chat before the lions come. Let's try. This seems too close. Is that right? Yeah. So, in the original version of the game, if you do this, the lions can't get you for some reason. And Vicarious Visions were aware of this, and they left it in the game, but if you do it, the crowd throws cheese at you, which is a lovely feature. I won't do it. I'll do it once more just to show the cheese, and then I'll show what you actually have to do. Because normally you sort of have to run around dodging lions. You can spin them as well, so it's not actually too tricky. But just another lovely little feature there. Oh no, we don't get a chance because he's dead. Oh well, never mind. It's not too tricky to dodge those lions. It's the first boss of the game. Supercharge, Body Slam. So in Crash 3 you start to unlock various abilities. You already have the ability to slide and do a... Oh, hello. Thank you very much. Yeah, you did have the ability to slide already from Crash 2, and a very small kind of body slam effect. We've now just unlocked a super body slam, which is good, not for just clearing things en masse, but also breaking certain crates that you can't ordinarily break. So that's good. One and everything.
But a good heart, nonetheless. Please be more reasonable with my minions next time.
I prefer the tiny level in Crash 2, says Sprout Stuff. Yeah, I agree. As much as I prefer Crash 3 over Crash 2 in general, I think Tiny Tiger is a more interesting boss fight in Crash 2. So these boxes you can't normally break with a spin, but don't worry, I got you. The old body slam. I think you can also... Can you break nitros from a distance, or does it just still kill you? Oh no, it's still... Never mind. Oh no! Hang on, I want to do mask form as well, because we've not done much mask form at all, actually, in the entire trilogy run. How have we managed that? Am I that bad? Oh. Oh, hello. Oh, how lovely. My Prince Charming. Alright, let's not mess about. Yes. Yes, says Sprout, if I am that bad. You're right. Oh, I waited. No! I thought there was going to be a gap in between. I'm going to go through it one more time. I'm obviously not making a saving on lives here, I'm aware of that, but it's just nice to showcase things and explain it for the members of the audience who aren't aware of Crash and its various mechanics. There we go, that's it. So, double mask. These are physics now, they didn't used to. That's nice. So, as you'll have noticed, as we played this game, that the mask, Aku Aku, can take hits for us. Which is very nice of him. And if you get two of him, so he goes all gold like this, he'll take 2 hits for you. But best of all, if you get 3, oh boy, he's really gonna take you out for dinner. Don't know what that means. But that's what he's going to do. Where's the Crash Peter Thick? I mean, you know, I've not had time. Too busy photoshopping myself with Tawna. There we go. Oh, I can't wait till you can unlock a bazooka later on in the game and take out those chickens. And they make a really loud sound. That sounds a little bit like the Dick House logo from Jackass. Dick House, are they called? Okay, here we go. Mask form. Hello? So now we're temporarily invulnerable, and we get a little speed boost as well, actually. We can just walk right through boxes, through nitros, enemies. And let's just go to the bonus. Never knew the mask's name, says Dead Viney, or Vinny, not sure. Yeah, Aku Aku. His evil twin, evil brother is Uka Uka, which is just spelt backwards. You're watching the TripleJump podcast live stream. I should keep my mouth shut, shouldn't I? Oh no, what am I doing? Oh, I've screwed myself. Again. Can I jump? Is it possible to jump off the edge now? Right back at the start, possibly. Here we go. I'm going for those gems for some reason, even though we're not doing the full run. It's just satisfying. It's like opening a loot box, isn't it, in a game? This is the TripleJump live stream. Bit of TripleWump going on. We're playing Crash Insane Trilogy, collecting all the Wumpa fruits. And I am Peter Austin, one of 2 TripleJumpers. My co-host Ben Potter is upstairs. He will be streaming himself tomorrow? Question mark? I think tomorrow. the reason I went back and killed myself is because I need to do that before I do that. If you want to support the stream, you can do so by visiting our store or donating. Links below. Or TripleJump/shop or donate. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to do that, where we do lists, and we will be doing gaming news. We do a podcast, first episode of which went out on Saturday, and we do worst games ever once a fortnight. It's coming out on Friday. If you're a patron of the correct tier, you get it on Fridays, 2 days early. Everyone else gets it on Sundays. Nothing else is, well, nothing at all is gated behind any kind of paywall other than seeing worst games ever 2 days early. Fred says we said streams Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. That is, I know that is correct. I was trying to remember whether Ben is tomorrow or if tomorrow is the two-man Resident Evil stream, but I know for a fact that is on Thursday. So Ben is streaming tomorrow. I'm assuming he's carrying on with his Bloodborne that he started last week. When you guys get partnered with Twitch, are you going to turn off ads for subs? Yeah, I would have thought so. Don't quote me on that. You know, it's all a team effort here, and I need to run things by my colleagues, but we're waiting to get partnered because we have had people asking about subscribing, which is very nice to hear. So I'm sure we'll, you know, sort people out. Oh, that was silly. That was really silly. So now we're in sort of undisclosed era Middle East. Oh, steady on. If you skid those guys, you get them in one go. If you spin them, they drop a pot on their own head and stay alive. So they effectively have 2 hits. You can't say the same for most Crash enemies, actually. That's one of the rare occasions where an enemy takes 2 hits. Oh! Ho ho ho! Steady. There we go. We will have to subscribe after you and not be able to follow. What? Yeah, we're certainly gonna. We're waiting to get partnered, basically. So you can do all sorts of fun things. Oh, that's okay. I don't need that. What have we got? Question mark life. There we go. The game makes you think you need to bounce up there, but you don't. You just do a cheeky little. There we go. Want the TNT, not the life, because bang. And there's a life up there for you as your reward for being frugal. Sick. I don't watch Twitch enough to make it worth it. Twitch Turbo costs $9 a month. Does it? Goodness me. All these subscriptions nowadays, like everything's just a subscription service. You've got your TV, you know, your Netflix and stuff, or maybe more than one. I'm curious, who's got more than one, not TVs, so you might have like an actual TV subscription on your TV, like cable or satellite or whatever, but in terms of on-demand television, you know, series and stuff, who's got more than one? Because I'm on Netflix but nothing else. I will probably get like 2 months of. Is it Now TV in the UK that does HBO when Game of Thrones comes out, which I'm assuming is in April. Oh no. Amazon Prime and Netflix. I mean, I've got Amazon Prime Video just because I've got Prime, but I don't really use it. I don't know if anyone wants to recommend anything to me. Then feel free to tweet me at @ThatPeterAustin, because I would actually like to make the most of that. At the moment, I just do it for the postage. But Now TV, Hulu. I will probably be going in on the Disney on-demand service because Star Wars. I'm a massive Star Wars fan, as those of you who follow us for a long time will probably know. And they're going to be doing some live-action TV series. They'll probably be putting. I don't know if they're going to retroactively. It's not really retroactively. I don't know if they're going to be adding some of their old stuff on there. Like, I've already got. I've already got Blu-ray copies of everything post Disney takeover, but I've not got Blu-ray versions of the 2 original saga trilogies, 2 original trilogies, because why would you want the Blu-ray versions of those? Because they've got all the weird changes in them. That's what they should do, put on their on-demand service, the original cuts in HD. That's never going to happen though, because I've heard that, like, although Disney bought LucasArts, or Lucasfilm, sorry, the rights to the original trilogy in their original cut, like this theatrical release, is owned by Fox. So some of you got them on VHS. That's cool. It'd just be nice to see them in HD. I mean, the thing that ultimately, this is really nerdy, the thing I would love to do as both a Star Wars fan and a video editor by trade is to get HD versions of the theatrical release and actually cut in a couple of scenes that I do like from the special editions. Mostly, I don't like the extra additions and changes that were made. There's that weird, like, he put like a CG Doug walking into Jabba's palace when they're all asleep, just walking down the stairs, really bad CG. But there's a handful of things that I would quite like. Like, I don't mind that he added in Han's conversation with Jabba the Hutt in A New Hope, where they're standing in front of the Falcon, and he's saying, "Hey Jabba, I've been waiting for you" and stuff. That was added in for the DVD release, I think, in like the noughties. And there's a few other things, like I think they tidied up a lot of the visual effects, which I've got no problems with whatsoever. But when they've added in a bunch of like weird CG creatures and stuff, I don't need any of that. So I'd love to like cherry pick in a super nerdy way and like make my own cut that I would just then watch forever. What's this weird history thing that I've missed that I might be into? It's really hard to... No, Peter, that scene was terrible. Han stepping on Jabba. I mean, it was a bit silly. I don't know. That's kind of just an example I pulled out of my my backside, but like, I could totally go without it anyway. I could go without it. What I would like is remastered HD versions of the theatrical release and a couple of bits thrown in that I think worked as changes. I'm still gonna come second, am I? Damn. Not paying enough attention. Oh, The Man in High Castle on Prime. Okay. What is that? Someone give me a like a one-line synopsis. Oh, that's good. I don't have to quit. That's nice. Oh. Yeah. Okay. I would love the original cut of New Hope with Luke and his friends at Toshi Station. Yeah, the problem with that is, so some of you might not know, there are a bunch of deleted scenes from the original trilogy of original Star Wars trilogy, which, in a way, I don't know how unique that is for a film that old. Not that things were cut out. Like, obviously things have always been cut out from, you know, time immemorial. But I don't know if... I don't know how common it is that they still exist, you know? I think a lot of deleted scenes just sort of literally end up on the cutting room floor. But yeah, there's like one where Luke is hanging out with his friends. Oh, see, that's something that was added into... I think it was added into like the DVD release, where Luke talks to Biggs in the hangar at Yavin 4 before he goes up into space. And it was... Or was it always... Has it always been cut out and never been put back in again? But certainly there's a scene where he chats to Biggs, his friend, before they go up into space. And it kind of adds a bit more emotional weight to Biggs' death when he then gets shot down. Because you've had a couple of minutes of dialogue with him. But without that, he's just some guy who you've kind of heard of. So there's a couple of things that I would like to have added in. Oh, that's a good point. Oh, here we go.
Cortex gave me orders to bring the crystal to them during the Ice Ages. So give me the goods and shove off.
Or I'll roast yous. Give me the goods and shove off. Truman says there's no reason for Disney not to release the original Star Wars now they own Fox. That's a very good point. Because I've definitely heard that the original cuts are owned by Fox, but yeah, Disney own Fox now, right? So they really should. Like, I don't know why they won't. Because people will buy them. Like, they really will. I would. Loads of people would. A nice, like, HD version, like, pulled straight from the original film. The actual physical film. I'd love that so much. And, you know, it'd be one thing if, say there was like another cut somewhere of The Last Jedi where, you know, there'd been big changes from that compared to the theatrical version. I can see why Disney might not want to release something like that, because it's a little bit like saying, oh, we're going to release the version that we didn't put out as the proper film because you guys... Oh, shit. Because you guys want that, and therefore we were wrong to make the changes we made. And I think that's why George Lucas never released like a Blu-ray copy of the theatrical cut, because he made changes, and in releasing the original cut and people buying it like hotcakes, that's like, he would kind of have to admit that, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have made all those stupid changes. And therefore, people call me out on my language now. It's okay, it's just for, oh no, no. Okay, it's okay. We don't care about the boxes. We'll go, we don't need the gem. But yeah, it's like admitting defeat or admitting that you were wrong in making changes. And that's why Disney wouldn't necessarily release like a special theatrical original cut of Last Jedi if it was different to the one that people currently own. Because that's like saying, oh, we were wrong. But they never made the changes to the original trilogy. Therefore, bringing out a nice version of the theatrical release. They don't have to admit any fault there. I don't know why they won't do it. Maybe they will. Is there any kind of anniversary coming up? That could be a good time to do it. Anniversary of either maybe A New Hope or Return of the Jedi. One of the two bookends. They should do that. Squash the monkey. They were wrong. Says Bootsy. I mean, you're right. They were super wrong with what they released for The Last Jedi. But that's not. I mean, that's a whole can of worms. We've only got like 10 minutes left on the stream, so we're not gonna. We've been talking about Star Wars for too long, just because I like it and some of the chat like it. I bet there's a lot of people watching who don't care whatsoever. So, so we'll move on. But good hustle, guys. That was good. Mike says it's Empire's 40th next year. New Hope was 77, Empire was 80. Yeah, okay. Oops. That's stupid. Jen doesn't care whatsoever about Star Wars, that's okay. I can only apologise for the quality of conversation for the past 10 minutes. Ooh! No! I'm so used to having the sprint ability as well, which you unlock at the end of the game. That's super fun. Doing time trials with that sprint is like super infuriating, but also a lot of fun. Not really sure why the Egyptian man has a flamethrower. Anyone know? Is that something that the ancient Egyptians were famous for inventing? Hello? Hey Peter, do you prefer the prequels or the sequels? Oh, I was going to move away from it, but that's fine. Oh, Jen's okay with it. I've got a soothing voice. That's good to know. I obviously prefer... Oh, prequels or sequels, I see. Well... Oh. That's actually a really difficult one. I don't mind episode 1.
Crash, Coco, if you have already reached
No, yeah, we're good. Oh, did I just go into the wrong... Yeah, I did. Okay, never mind. I'll quit. I don't mind episode 1 so much, and again, I'm sure there's a nostalgic element to that, because that came out when I was like prime Star Wars audience age. I was like, I don't know, came out in 2000, I think, did it? It was probably about 8, something like that, roughly. 1999 it might have come out. Yeah, it was May 1999, so I was nearly 8. But even like looking back on it, like I mean, like rewatching it now, you know, I'm not even saying that like, oh, I enjoyed it when I was a kid and didn't understand like what was wrong with it. Like even now, I think it's okay. Jar Jar is annoying. Like everyone says it. And the reason they say it is because it's kind of true. But equally, I think there's some good stuff in that film. Like, in all sincerity. The visual effects, I tell you what, the visual effects in that film, I think are really good. Some really nice CG in that film. Also, the PS1 tie-in game was great. I don't know if I'll go for the box. Yeah, I'll go for the boxes. So, Phantom Menace, oh, for God's sake, I don't have a big problem with at all. Attack of the Clones, dreadful. It's probably still the worst film of the entire Star Wars franchise. Although, Last Jedi, I really am not a fan of. Really am not a fan of. Especially recently. Like, I've been watching a lot of videos on it and, like, breakdowns. And let's screw these boxes, we're not doing it. And it sort of reminded me of things that I kind of forgot were even, you know, in the film. There's just so much wrong with it. Rian Johnson. I hate to, like, whenever, like, a bad film comes out or a bad game, I don't like to point the finger at, like, one specific person. But Rian Johnson really screwed the pooch on that because, like, he wrote it and directed it and he decided, what am I doing? Stop charging. I just have a massive issue that going into that film, there were two big questions to answer, which were, who or what is Snoke? Like, what's his backstory? Who is he? It doesn't matter if he's not someone, if he's not Plagueis or Sidious, or he doesn't have to be anyone. But, like, you know, tell us where he comes from and what you know, his history is and things like that, right? That was one of the things. And the other one was who's Rey's parents. And he didn't answer either of those. Well, he did with one of them. He answered that Rey's parents are no one. But that just, to me, it just felt so flat. It really did. Like, I get that the whole thing is, oh well, it's to show that you don't have to be a Skywalker to be a great Jedi. You don't have to, like, come from the Kenobi lineage, or, like, you don't have to be Yoda's mum. But it's the combination of the fact that Snoke was no one and Rey's parents were no one. And I kind of just feel like you can't do that on both counts. So I think in order to answer the question whether I prefer the prequels or the sequels, Luke's milk, don't get me started. Oh my, the chat is listing all sorts of things. Yeah, I think I can't answer that question until the third film comes out, because essentially the prequel trilogy for me goes reasonable quality, episode 1, some really bad moments in episode 2, although it still has the odd interesting bit, and then episode 3 also has some troughs, but, like, the whole climax of the film, the third act, I think is pretty good. And at the moment, now you've gone and done it, them crystals are mine. At the moment, the sequel trilogy is pretty much identical to that, in that, like, Force Awakens, I think, wasn't perfect by any stretch, but, like, you know, has its moments for sure. But Last Jedi and Attack of the Clones, just no good. No good at all. Some people are staunch, though, in that, like, Rey's parents definitely should have been no one. I massively disagree. Like, there's a way to illustrate the fact that anyone can be a Jedi without, like, saying, oh, your main character, her parents. It was the build-up. You know, that's the thing. It was the build-up. Not just within the narrative itself, but, like, the PR and, like, the interviews that they were doing and stuff. Like, Daisy Ridley saying, oh, do you know what? I think it's kind of obvious that, like, who her parents are. But my friends saw the film and realised that, like, they didn't know who her parents are, and, like, maybe it's not so obvious, and they made out like it was a big question to be answered in an interesting way, like more interesting than just her parents are no one. And then they answered it with her parents are no one. The way it could be saved, to me, are either if Kylo was just literally lying and her parents are someone, but then that's not going to happen because he said search your feelings and she was like, yeah, they're no one. So I think she knows that they're no one. And also that would be kind of lame if he was just lying to her and she believed it blindly and it turns out it's not true. But the other way it could go, and I've wanted this from the beginning, is if her parents are no one, but one of her parents is the child of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So she's Obi-Wan's granddaughter. Obi-Wan had a kid who just turned out to be a bum. And what they could then do, and how it would all tie in so well, is if Fazé marsupials.
Dr. Nefarious Truly, master of time and the creator of the very time twister machine you see before you.
Ugh.
Uka and Dr. Cortex have sent me to end this little charade. So you won't be leaving my area with the crystals, I swear it.
Huh. Okay. The way I would like it to go, and we'll end on this level and this thought about Star Wars. We're still on it somehow. They could, and so, oh yeah, we've got a double jump now. We're not allowed to say that word, are we? Are we allowed to say that word? We can say that word. It would all tie in so nicely with the anthology films. So Ewan McGregor has been very vocal about the fact that he would love to play a mid-trilogy Obi-Wan after he left Luke on Tatooine, but before he meets Luke on Tatooine, if you see what I mean, between the two trilogies. He's the right age. They could do a really interesting thing where he's like this slightly weird hermit. Maybe some like Dark Force user turns up, or I don't know what they would do, some kind of antagonist. Maybe he would even, there might even be some Vader stuff, I don't know. But it would tie in so well. So they reveal in like episode 9, Rey is Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter. People who are maybe newish to the franchise are like, who's this Obi-Wan Kenobi guy? And then they announce an anthology movie about Obi-Wan Kenobi living in Tatooine, meeting a girl, having a child, also whilst looking after Luke and maybe going up against some antagonist. And also maybe even tying it into spoilers. If you've not watched Solo, mute the stream for the next 10 seconds. Have you muted it yet? Have you muted it? I'm giving you 3, 2, 1. It could also tie in with the fact that Darth Maul lived, you know, the nemesis of Obi-Wan Kenobi survived and revealed in Solo. It would all just go together so well. It's safe. You're safe to unmute. It's okay. So there you go. Everyone be respectful in chat and don't say the thing that I just said in case there's anyone who's not seen Solo and still wants to see it. Although, how you avoid a spoiler like that for a year, I don't know. Anyway, that's my long ranty thing about what I think they should do to fix Star Wars. And, you know, they could do it. They could do the whole certain point of view line, couldn't they? Say, oh Rey, your parents are no one, but guess what? Your granddad was a great big someone, one of the best characters in the entire film saga. You're right, they did show that whole thing in Rebels. I'm not necessarily suggesting that those two characters would meet. Or have a big face. Yeah, you would have to be careful with how you did it with Rebels and Clone Wars and things like that. But like, it would just tie in nicely is what I'm saying. Certainly doing the Obi-Wan anthology. Whether you also tied it into Solo is less important. But it's just, you know, there's a link there between those two characters that you could explore, possibly. But, Oh. Also, depending on how close they did it to the start of A New Hope, like if it actually was set only 5 or 10 years before, you could even not like have Han Solo in it, but like you could do a cool little cameo where, yeah, Obi-Wan doesn't meet Solo until the cantina. We know this, but hello. Oh, thank you for your donation, messageless person. We finished. We'll stop here. But you could even have like Han Solo walking around in the background in Tatooine at some point, or just it could just be so good. But I don't know if it's going to happen. The only thing is that J.J. Abrams obviously was the man behind The Force Awakens. Then The Last Jedi came out, and all of the stuff that he'd set up was just thrown in the bin. He even gave story treatments to Rian Johnson saying, here's where I was going with these things, you might want to carry on with them. And they were all just literally binned. So maybe J.J. Abrams will now want to kind of like dig some of the stuff out of the graves that they've been put in by Rian Johnson and be like, hey, I did want to use this and we're going to use it. There we go. That's like a bit of Crash, but like about 20 minutes of me ranting, literally ranting, to myself and a screen that can't talk back at me, really, about Star Wars. Oh! Okay. Well, I'll keep that then. That's my other one. Didn't realise there were 4 slots. I forgot that it was a slot-based thing. That's good. There we go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. It's been really nice shooting the shoot with you, talking about Star Wars and Crash Bandicoot and all kinds of things. You're all very welcome. Thank you, thank you. It's been nice to see you all. It's been nice to have you all. We've had some fun, haven't we? I do feel a little bit better. Yeah, I do feel better after my venting. So Ben will be streaming tomorrow, 3 PM GMT till 5 PM. Then on Thursday we're both streaming together, doing some more Resident Evil Remake, and we'll be doing that for the foreseeable. That's the usual stream schedule, 3 PM GMT on Twitch always. There will be the occasional YouTube special, but we will very much announce those very loud and clear if and when they come around. They won't be very frequent. Oh, I go and have a breather now. I think I need a nice drink. Join me next week, same time, same place, for a bit more Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. And then we'll play possibly some Beyond Good and Evil. Thank you all very much. I will see you all next time. Goodbye.